BP added more than $70 billion to the U.S. economy in 2022. Investments like acquiring America's largest biogas producer, Archaea Energy, and starting up new infrastructure in the Gulf of Mexico. It's and, not or. See what doing both means for energy nationwide at bp.com/investing in America.
Did you know there's a national park just outside of our nation's capital where you can stay in cabins where future spies once stayed?
The park was mothballed during World War II. This is where the spies in training would have lodged.
And just down the road, there's a brewery with a spy theme. We're exploring Prince William County, Virginia, where nature, history, and food combine for a diverse getaway. Listen for these hidden gems by searching for the Travels with Darlie podcast on iHeart and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Are you ready to move your career forward? Make your comeback with Purdue Global and get college credit for your work, school life, or military experiences. With these credits, you may have already completed up to 75% of your undergraduate degree. You've worked hard to get where you are. It's time to get the recognition you deserve and earn a degree you'll be proud of, one that employers will trust and respect. When you take the next step in your life and career, make it count with Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback at purdueglobal.edu.
Hi everyone, it's Amanda Rieger Green. Welcome to Soul Sessions and welcome to April. Are you ready? There's a lot coming down the pipes, and guess what? April Fool's Day, April 1st, Mercury turns retrograde. It's a big-ass cosmic joke. So get ready for a little confusion, delusion, delays, misconceptions, and chaos. Just be okay with it. That's kind of the theme of the whole month, and I'm going to break it down bit by bit, astrology, numerology, insights and intuitions, and also we're going to talk about regulating the nervous system and why that is so imperative, not just in April, but for the months ahead. It's a big power play to up-level your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, your extrasensory gifts, and to really ground them in a more sustainable way, which you will start to feel better and more clearly in May. But before we get on to that, I'm super excited about the May 7th event, the live Soul Sessions in Austin, Texas. If you've already got your tickets, I'm super excited to see you there. If you haven't gotten your tickets, why not? We are promoting this event. It's going to be a fun crew of people. You're going to get to ask questions. I'm going to channel the energies. We're going to do live readings. There'll be live mediumship. Also, all sorts of tools and integration, and it's really going to help shift your frequency. Plus, it's on a Taurus new moon. And if any new moon of the year is a moon to manifest, Taurus is. I mean, I think you can manifest anytime. Don't get me wrong, because we're always consciously and unconsciously manifesting. But Taurus is about the material world. And on May 7th, the Taurus new moon is about sustainably grounding in energies that you want to create in the months ahead, especially coming out of this eclipse season. And I'm going to talk about April. You already know we're in the eclipse. You've already felt the effects of the Libra full moon eclipse. And coming into April, hello, Mercury retrograde. So this will be the time to hit the reset button and move forward with not only clarity and security, but this sense of grounded self, empowered by your higher self. And that's what the event's about. Big announcement around the event. We are doing discounts for people that want to come with your vibe, with your tribe, with your crew. So if you want to buy a table, we've decided to open up a few tables. We're doing tables of 8. So if you purchase a table of 8, there's a coupon code, SOUL88. Because, hello, it's an 8-year, so we got to use that. And you get $99 off. So if you buy a table of 8, you essentially get one of the tickets free. So if you want your crew to come, your tribe, to be with your friends, do it. Spread the word. The coupon code is SOUL88. If you buy 2 tickets, you can use the coupon code SOUL22, and you'll get $22 off. If you want to buy 4 tickets, SOUL44. And if you want to buy 6 tickets, SOUL66. So all of that is in the show notes, and it'll be on the Eventbrite webpage, which you can find on my website, soulpathology.com/tickets. I hope you'll join us if you've been thinking about it. We have tickets left. We want to sell it out because I am excited. I can already see everybody there. I know people that are coming. We've got good vibes, good energy. Plus, Austin, Texas, oldest herb store. This is the most magical store there is. They have all sorts of tools and tinctures. They are joining us. The herb bar will be there, and they'll set up a booth. We'll also have gifts and treats and all sorts of magical and amazing concoctions, homeopathic concoctions, crystals, things like that, that will enhance your vibe. And I'm really big on utilizing all my tools. And hello, it's Taurus. It's focused on the body, the physical earth. So taking care of your body is a big deal when it comes to developing and utilizing your intuition, opening up to higher frequencies, which is what we're doing. We're not just shifting our vibration. Vibration is a part of frequency. It's you're shifting your frequency higher to attune to all of this fifth dimensional energy that is available to us. And I'm going to break that down a little bit in this soul session. But let's start with Mercury retrograde. It's such a cosmic joke, right? April 1st, April Fool's Day, Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury is retrograding, and I think it retrogrades at 27 degrees of Aries. I don't have that in front of me, so it might be 28 degrees, but it's at the very end of Aries energy. So Mercury has been in its shadow phase. And when Mercury is in its shadow phase, it's basically moving through the space it will back up into. So when a planet goes retrograde, if you don't know this, it's a reminder, it's a 101. It's not moving backwards. The planets do these really beautiful sacred geometry looking loop-de-loops in their orbits. And what they do is they essentially do like a loop-de-loop. So from the vantage point of planet Earth, it looks like the planet is moving backwards on its axis. So it's not really moving backwards, it's doing a big turnaround. What that does is it changes the trajectory of the gravitational pull between that planet and planet Earth. All the planets retrograde, okay? The reason there's so much hype around Mercury is it's pretty darn close to the Earth, okay? It's a close-in planet. We feel it more abruptly. And Mercury is about communication in the mind. And guess what month we are in numerology? April is a 3-month. How do I get that? Y'all know how to do this math, but I'm going to break it down for you. April is the 4th month of the year. We are in an 8-year, 2024 equals 8. 8 plus 4 equals 12. So we're in a 12-month. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Guess what else we have going on? We have 1, 2, 3 energy, which is big time energy. You've got the energy of the individual, the I am, the one. You've got the energy of the two, the we, the collaboration energy. What am I learning through and with the other? How am I collaborating in balance and harmony? And the 3 is what is born, what is created from the partnership of the 1 and the 2. So it's a pretty magical combo. The energy of the 3, let's just talk about the 3, and then I'll go back to Mercury retrograde because the 3 signifies communication. Mercury is about information gathering and sharing and communication. So we kick off the month. April 1st is a powerful day, and I would set some intentions on April 1st. I always set intentions at the beginning of the month because it's a gateway into a new energy, a new way of seeing things, a shift in perspective. And I believe that. I live it. I don't have to know the physics of it or the dynamics of it, or I don't need the proof. And guess what? Everybody has been in wicked overanalysis, including myself. I have seen so many people, okay, and let's just take a breath for a minute. So many people have experienced a lot of trauma and a lot of tragedy recently. Very abrupt stuff. There's been a lot of loss, a lot of jolting, jarring pain, things that are happening in our lives that feel unfair, uncertain, aimless, unfathomable. And whatever you are walking through, however you are experiencing loss, pain, grief, change, difficulty, adversity, give yourself some space for that first and foremost. The energy of the 3 and the portal into, or the gateway into April, signifies some pretty massive shifts in the cosmos, in our vibrational frequency. And I want you to take a little bit of a pause on April 1st and really get centered and grounded. The nervous system, and I was listening to this podcast the other day, and I was thinking about the nervous system. They were talking about nervous system regulation, and I do a lot of things to regulate my nervous system because it gets out of whack, and I can go from anxious or, borderline panic to just completely debilitating, disassociated depression type energy. And that's the nervous system. And it's like shifting high to low in frequencies at what feels like an unsustainable rate. And I don't know if you all are feeling this. I know you are, actually. I know a lot of you are because you're sensitive, you're aware. We're all energetically sensitive. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're open, you're expanding your consciousness, you're getting curious, and you're a deep feeler, you're empathic, you feel stuff deeply, you know stuff. Your intuition is starting to adapt, to evolve, to shift. And I say this with a lot of intention. Our extrasensory abilities, however they come to you, and if you haven't gone onto my website and read the blogs, Intuition 101 or the 4 clairs, they're really helpful in talking about clairaudience, clairsentience, how to utilize your intuition, your psychic gifts, your abilities. We all have those, and we go with our taste, touch, sight, smell, hearing, we go with those senses, but our extrasensory abilities are real. They are scientifically proven. We are energetic beings, and we're also made up mostly of liquid, of fluid, of water, which is emotional and shifty and watery. So we're deep feelers by nature, and when we don't process our emotions, when our nervous systems are burnt out or shot or frayed, and then all of these energetic frequencies that are coming in that are very multidimensional. So we're moving from first, second, third, and fourth dimension energy into fifth dimension energy. What the heck does that mean? Well, it's kind of elusive, but it's not. It's kind of elusive, but it's not. The fifth dimension is about living from the heart. And if you listened to the bonus episode I did on the Libra full moon eclipse, I talked about the gateway of the heart and compassion, unconditional love, moving from this place of, I want to be kind, I want to be loving, I want to cut old cords, old karmic patterns, old belief systems, however you interpret that. I want to get rid of the gunk and the junk that is weighing me down, limiting me, or holding me back. And guess what will help you with that? The numerology and astrology this month. So with Mercury retrograde, I embrace Mercury retrogrades. I embrace that energy because to me, it is a consciousness upgrade. It is literally a rewiring. Put in front of retrograde, revise, rewire, revision, redefine. However you want to think of it, it's a review. And with Mercury retrograde, we are rewiring the way we think, the way we hear, the way we express ourselves, the way we communicate. So we're getting an upgrade. And this is happening in Aries. It will be in Aries the entire time it backs through those degrees. So it'll go from 27 degrees to I can't remember what degree. I just don't have it in front of me and I don't remember it. I'll find it and we'll put it in the show notes. But it's backing in degrees. And if you have your natal chart, your astrological natal chart, you can find out actually where that's happening in your chart. And I suggest you do that. If you haven't gotten a natal chart and you don't know where your planets are and your house system, and if you're new to this, go back and listen to the episode with Hannah's Elsewhere. She has wonderful tools on her website where you can get your natal chart and you can get some readings. Also, I had Stephen Forrest on forever ago. He has my favorite natal chart interpretation. I think it's called The Inner Sky. You can find that on his website. It is the best $20 you will ever spend. I go back to that report and I've underlined and written in it and seen, my psychology and how things work and my planets and their placements in the house systems. Anyway, all that to say, if you don't know your natal astrology, gosh, you should know it. I think it'll open up and activate higher levels of consciousness and parts of your subconscious that maybe you haven't been able to pinpoint or articulate that is stirring stuff up. This is a great time to explore and to learn. And Mercury retrograde is a good time for reviewing or revising things, rethinking things, because it is in Aries. It's really about looking at revising our courage, revising our mighty I am, revising our individuality. And you know that Pluto is in Aquarius. It's all about individuation and moving into the future with this greater sense of magnetism and revolutionary energy, inciting all sorts of change in our collective, in our humanity, in our societies, but it starts within, right? Everything starts within. What am I responsible for, and how can I rewrite some stories within myself, or revise my attitude, revise my actions, revise my behaviors, revise what I'm doing so I can move forward with a greater sense of clarity. So the first 3 weeks of April will be in Mercury retrograde. Be prepared for some slowdowns, miscommunications, and a little bit of confusion. I always say with that, pack your patience, meaning, just get somewhere a little bit early, because we end up having glitches in communication and technology with Mercury. And it may be like a text gets conveyed to somebody and somebody reads it the wrong way. We've all been the person who reads a text and reads into it, and then it's not what the person intended. So communication glitches can totally be, on the forefront. So be patient. But in talking about fifth dimensional energy, this is a great time to practice loving tolerance and acceptance and compassion.
Hey guys, it's Steve Covino from Covino and Rich, here to tell you the national sales event is on at your Toyota dealer, making now the perfect time to get a great deal on a dependable new Toyota truck, like a rugged half-ton Tundra. Workhorse by nature, powerhouse by design, the Tundra combines raw capability with premium comfort and advanced tech to fuel your wildest adventures. And with the available iForce Max hybrid powertrain, you can take electrifying horsepower farther than ever before. Or check out the fully redesigned Tacoma, delivering trail-dominating power and captivating style. The new Tacoma was born to make your off-roading dreams come true. And with the new available tech, this legendary truck is getting even better. When you buy a Toyota truck, you buy Toyota dependability, meaning your truck will hold its value long into the future. So visit your local Toyota dealer. Check out the amazing national sales event deals when you visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Are you ready to share some joy and celebrate International Women's Day? M&M's has partnered with iHeart for Women Take the Mic, treating you to the most uplifting and empowering stories of women supporting and celebrating each other. And of course, there is a smooth and creamy companion for your listening pleasure, peanut butter M&Ms, because they're just another way to help treat yourself in situations where you deserve a little added delight, like listening to your favorite podcast. So grab a handful of that creamy deliciousness. Kick back and spread some positivity into the world. From smashing glass ceilings to breaking records in sports, on stages, and at the box office, women are crushing it in every way imaginable. And with peanut butter M&Ms by your side, relax and keep listening to Women Take the Mic podcasts as you dance your way through inspiring stories, share laughs, and savor the deliciousness of peanut butter M&Ms and the unstoppable force of women. Happy International Women's Day.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
In talking about fifth dimensional energy, this is a great time to practice loving tolerance and acceptance and compassion. And remember, acceptance doesn't mean you have to like something or love it It really just means, okay, this is what's going on. These are the facts. And how do I get to respond versus how am I reacting? And Mercury retrograde in Aries is really fiery. It really sometimes flies by the seat of its freaking pants. It's what we love about Aries, but it can fly off the handle sideways. See if you can pull back, reserve, be a little patient with yourself, patient with others. And guess what? The numerology is not talking about patience. The 3 can be really impatient. It's going and doing. It's communicative. It's creative. It is the actor in the play. It's center stage. It's the news anchor, the broadcaster. It wants to be seen and heard. It loves community and collaboration and social energy. So guess what? You may feel like in April you got too many eggs in too many baskets. And guess what I say to that? Instead of, yes, I do want you to practice a little patience and slow your roll a little bit, but I also say, hey, guess what? Overextend yourself a little bit because you're going to do it anyway. That's just the energy this month. You're going to feel most likely a little overwhelmed, a little overextended, and that's why the nervous system and regulating your nervous system is important, which you can do in a multitude of ways. And I have some little tricks that I use that relate to the physical body around that. Some of the things that you want to think about is, first of all, just sit still for a minute. Even if your mind is racing or your heart is pounding, you've got anxiety, or you're just in really like deep esoteric fear. There's a lot of people, and I've had these moments of feeling like the lowest of the low, and it's not like the external world is completely unmanageable or everything is doom and gloom, but it can feel really heavy. And I feel it heavy in my heart, and I can feel these pains in my chest. I'll go to do my meditations, and I'll do my breathing, my deep breathing, and if I'm really aware of where I'm feeling it in my body, it comes back to this tightness in my chest. So I will just breathe in and out into the spaces that are tight in my body. I encourage you to maybe do some meditation this month. This is a great month to use your meditation practice and use your energy just to slow down. 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 12 minutes. Listen, I do meditations every morning with my husband, and he can do a 20-minute meditation now like it's nobody's business. And this guy, he's like a need for speed. He is a taskmaster and a box checker and getting things done. And he's like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. I mean, that's his energy. But he's also, when we sit and meditate, sometimes he'll go, gosh, that was really short. And it'll have been like 14 minutes. And it makes me laugh because he's been able to settle down. And we do we'll listen to guided meditations. I've got some free ones on my website. There's also an 18-day meditation, which has like 36 meditations, morning and evening. And they're very much about setting intentions, conditioning your energy, conditioning your body. I mean, an 18-day meditation, that meditation challenge really it's not a challenge. I call it an 18-day meditation dedication because to me, when you say a meditation challenge, it already denotes that it's going to be challenging. And most of us think about meditation as a challenge or a hurdle. Oh, I just can't meditate. I can't quiet my mind. Meditation is not always about getting your mind quiet. It's about being aware of your mind. I always quote Ram Dass for this one. It's one of my favorite meditations. So if you need a go-to on Spotify, he has one called I Am Loving Awareness. And all he does is repeat that with this gorgeous music. And it's I am loving awareness. The intonation of his voice, he says it in different ways. And that is very much to me the numerology. Like that is the energy of the 3, playing with your voice, your intonation, and seeing how it can evoke different feelings, meanings, sensations in the body. So check that out. I am loving awareness, Ram Dass. But one of the things that Ram Dass does say that I was going to quote is quiet the mind, open the heart. Quiet the mind, open the heart. And that's a mantra when I'm feeling anxiety, when I'm feeling my nervous system out of whack. I will literally just stop and say, quiet the mind, open the heart, quiet the mind. And I envision it. I envision my brain just getting still, and I go into the gateway of my heart. And when I say the gateway of my heart, you can think of it like this gorgeous emerald green energy, like the Emerald City. That's kind of always the color I evoke. I think of the crystal malachite for heart energy because it's so electromagnetic. I love using malachite with fifth dimensional energy, which is actually one of the crystal recommendations in the numerology guidebook for 2024, because there's crystal recommendations and mantras and intentions and journal prompts and all those things for every month and kind of decoding the energy. But malachite to me is like the beautiful emerald green of the heart. So the inner cavern of the heart, the doorway to the heart, is actually like rose quartz pink, that kind of beautiful, gentle, unconditional, loving energy of that baby pink. And so when I quiet the mind, open the heart, I go into my heart space and I imagine my whole heart chakra opened all the way like a big ring around my body. And I imagine that it reverberates out and it's coming back in simultaneously. So it's this gorgeous like shock wave, and maybe shock wave isn't the best word, but beautiful fluid, vibrational, radiant, ionic wave of energy that is emerald green. And then once it starts to vibrate at a very kind of infinite and gentle frequency in my imagination, in my mind's eye, in my body, then I go into this beautiful pink space within that is like this doorway to the infinite essence of who I am, who you are. So you can use that in your meditation. Use your mind, use the colors, use your energy, use your frequency. And if you're feeling tension anywhere in your body, use your breath and your mind to breathe into that space and infiltrate gentle healing energy. And if we want to evoke an archangel, hello, Raphael. Raphael is the healer, which is like this gorgeous emerald green color. Call in Raphael. He is the great healer, and he can create healing and peace and love and quantum energy in the body. So if you want to call in a guide or an angel, you can call in the troops. This is a good month to call in the troops. But again, the 3 is about communication, and not only the words we speak, the intonation of our voice, but it's also about the words we speak to ourselves. And if you listen to the bonus episode with the full moon Libra eclipse that happened at the end of March, I shared about like a first grade pain and trauma that was really jarring and really horrible, and one of those nonsensical scenarios that we all have in life. And I related it to some things, and I didn't expressly relate it in the podcast, but I went back to that point in time in my life and some things that were shut down and some very deep-seated insecurities within myself. And I recognized that things were coming up for me today in some interactions with people and stuff that was coming up in my magic magnifying mind about belief systems I have around myself, these hardwired belief systems that, first of all, are pretty senseless. They're also really logically not true based in my experience and also the people in my life. But I tell myself these old stories, and I tell them to myself sometimes unconsciously, like in my behaviors or my body language or my fears. And I've been feeling that stuff lately. I know all of you have been feeling your own stories and the stories that are coming up for you. I know you've been feeling them deeply. And just as a little surprise heads up, I've got Allie Fallon coming on my podcast. If you pay attention to social media, I was on Allie's podcast, Write Your Story. Allie and I are in the same podcast network, and she's a really incredible writer. She has a new book coming out, but she helps people write. She helps people tell their story, and she's super gifted. She's so wise. She's also wickedly analytical and practical, but she's so magical too. And she's opening up to these intuitive gifts and so much of what she does. And I see her, and I'm just going to shout this out, I see her as such a healer. She's a very wise woman, and she's opening up to intuitive gifts. She's been using oracle cards, which is a new thing. She's been using them for herself, with her husband, with her kids, and has these amazing stories. But she's going to join me on the podcast, and we're going to talk about Write Your Story. And she's got great journal prompts and tools and so much wisdom. So I hope you will join us for that episode, because it totally relates to this month. How can you rewrite your story? And like I said about the month feeling overwhelming or like you're putting a bunch of eggs in multiple baskets, I know it's Easter, so it's kind of funny that that just randomly or not so randomly came up. Easter eggs, eggs in baskets. If you feel spread thin this month, go with it a little bit, because May is going to be the month where I call it the noodle stick. The noodles that you're throwing against the wall in April, it's like the ground in noodle stick kind of energy. So if you feel scattered, if you are scattered, if you're overwhelmed, first of all, don't let it take you down. Don't let it have that kind of crazy making effect, but do get grounded, do get still. Another trick for the nervous system, if you feel around your clavicle, like if you just take your right and your left hand and you feel around your clavicle and you use your fingers and you go right underneath the clavicle, kind of right before the shoulder, right underneath there, and you start to press like a pressure point right under the clavicle, it's really tender, and it's not like you're like jamming your fingers into it, but if you apply a little bit of pressure, you'll feel that it's tender and sensitive. And this space right here, it does a lot of things, and I'm not an expert in this, but it really starts to release some old pain and old trauma, especially in the heart area. And here's what blows my mind and things that I always think about when I'm doing this. I'll do this sometimes when I'm driving. I'll have one hand on the steering wheel and I'll have one hand on, one side of my clavicle if I'm feeling anxiety or I'm feeling a little depression or I'm lost or I'm frustrated or feel like I'm walking around in circles. That's how I felt this morning. I was like, I think I'm just walking around in circles. And you know what? I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way for a multitude of reasons, but I was applying this pressure point and like this kind of massage right under my clavicle. That's in the heart chakra area, but basically from the clavicle up is the throat chakra area. So when I do that, I'm not only alleviating pressure and tension, literally, around my heart, I'm touching a pressure point that holds old pain, old anxiety, old trauma, old depression, old fears, worries, doubts, stuff that is trapped in my muscles, in my body. And as I'm releasing it, it actually starts to soothe the nervous system. So you can rub on both clavicles at the same time, one at a time, whatever you want to do. And then after I do that, I always take the palm of my hand and I rub it on my breastbone, like right on the sternum. And I rub in like a circular motion to kind of self-soothe that energy. So I'll do that. I do this stuff all the time, and it's kind of amazing how it up-levels my neural pathways, my mental health. I mean, I can do it, and then 2 hours later, I'll start feeling more clear, more articulate, more uplifted, more grounded. This stuff really works if you take a little bit of time and you remember to do it. So you rub on the sternum, and then after I rub on the sternum, if you take your pointer finger, your index finger, and your middle finger, you make like a peace sign, and then right under your jaw, so start on the right side, there's that big kind of vein, and I can't remember what it's called, y'all, I don't know, but somebody out there knows. I don't think it's the vagus nerve. I can't remember, so I'm not going to even, I'm not even going to say, I don't know what it is. But you go down that big vein with your two fingers, like you're making a peace sign, and you just kind of rub down your neck. And then you do it on the other side too, because it's like on both sides. You can feel it more prominent on one side than the other. And what you're doing, it moves lymph, okay? So it activates the lymphatic system. So that's actually happening. But this whole little practice I have of the pressure point under my clavicle, then rubbing the sternum, and then moving that lymph down, I don't know. I do it like 8 times, 9 times, whatever feels good on both sides. And then after that, I just kind of like shake my hands off, I just shake my energy off and I go back to what I'm doing. And sometimes while I'm doing it, I'm staying in tensions. I am healing fear. I am releasing anxiety. All aspects of me are here now. I am present. I'm focused. I'm grounded. I'm loving. I'm kind. I'm inviting healing. I am receiving. Like whatever comes to you, you can be intentional, but you can also just do those things and zone out. Like you don't even have to think about anything, but it really does bring the central nervous system back into a balanced state. And the reason that is so important right now, and the podcast I was listening to that I referenced earlier was talking about channeling. And we are all channels. We are all vessels. We are capable of accessing fifth dimensional and beyond, because there's more dimensions than that. And that's very linear and human. I sometimes kind of poo-poo the idea of thinking in dimensional terms, but at the same time I don't, because I think it's so much more multifaceted and expanded than that. But the fifth dimension is about the heart, and in order to channel higher energies, to more clearly integrate your extrasensory abilities, your intuitive self, all of your psychic abilities. Lots of people have been experiencing deja vu, have been experiencing very strange glitches in the field. And if you are out there and you have felt like reality has shifted, or something is really weird, deja vu, or you sensed something before and it happened, or it's like energy just gets staticky and it shifts, this is happening left and right, and it's confusing. It feels almost manipulative. Like there's a lot of ways to look at it, but I do not look at it from a fear place. I look at it from an expansive place. Like, wow, what is shifting, and how can I get serious about this? How can I do things for my mind, my body, and my spirit that are going to be sustainable and effective, because I want to. I am available for grounding in higher vibrational energies. I am a channel of pure light, intelligence, love, source consciousness, accessing the divine within. And of course, back to the heart chakra, the more kind and inclusive and compassionate we are, the more curious. There's that energy of the three. The three is such a curious energy. They're like little sprites. People who have very prominent three energy, they're bundles of joy. They also are moody little you-know-whats. Like they are moody. So we know all of the energies have their high vibes and their shadow vibes. I mean, the energy of the three it's moody. It's got a lot of emotions going and flowing, and it absorbs and emits so much energy so rapidly that it doesn't always sit still. That's why this month can feel like an overextension or an overabundance or overwhelm. Just get ready for it. Like, get ready to feel pulled in 25 directions, a little bit scattered, but kind of go with it, play with it, see who cancels, see who shows up, see what gets eliminated from your plate and what gets added onto your plate, and see if you can just say, today my day will be easy. A great practice this month is what I call conditioning your day, conditioning your space.
Hey guys, Mario Lopez here to tell you the national sales event is on at your Toyota dealer, making now the perfect time to get a great deal on a dependable new SUV like an adventure-ready RAV4. Available with all-wheel drive, your new RAV4 is built for performance on any terrain from the road to the trails. And with plenty of passenger and cargo space, plus available tech like wireless charging, you and your entire crew can stay connected. Or check out a stylish and comfortable Highlander with 3 spacious rows of seating for up to 8 passengers. And with available features like the panoramic moonroof, you can sit back, enjoy the wide open views with your whole family. Plus, both RAV4s and Highlanders are available in hybrid models, so no matter your style, you can drive efficiently and save on gas. So visit your local Toyota dealer and check out amazing national sales event deals on RAVs, Highlanders, and more when you visit biotoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Are you ready to share some joy and celebrate International Women's Day? M&M's has partnered with iHeart for Women Take the Mic, treating you to the most uplifting and empowering stories of women supporting and celebrating each other. And of course, there is a smooth and creamy companion for your listening pleasure, peanut butter M&M's, because they're just another way to help treat yourself in situations where you deserve a little added delight, like listening to your favorite podcast. So grab a handful of that creamy deliciousness. Kick back and spread some positivity into the world. From smashing glass ceilings to breaking records in sports, on stages, and at the box office, women are crushing it in every way imaginable. And with peanut butter M&M's by your side, relax and keep listening to Women Take the Mic podcasts as you dance your way through inspiring stories, share laughs, and savor the deliciousness of peanut butter M&M's and the unstoppable force of women. Happy International Women's Day.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. When Dr. Sabah and I decided to do a skincare line together, he said to me, we are going to give women meaningful beauty. And I said, that's exactly right. We want to give women meaningful beauty, which means each and every product is meaningful. It has a reason to exist. It's efficacious. You're going to get results. And then you just go out and live your life.
Meaningful beauty. Confidence is beautiful. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
A great practice this month is what I call conditioning your day, conditioning your space. And I really just set the tone of my day by saying, today I'm available for. I do it almost every day. Today I'm available for joy. Today I'm available for fun. Today I'm available for solutions where they didn't exist before. Today I'm available to be in the right place at the right time, and everything will work out more abundantly, more amazingly than I can humanly imagine. I mean, you can tell that stuff flows out of me because I innately say it all the time. But I don't just say it, I just trust it. I just know it. I believe it. And when I say those things and my day is scattered or my day feels disjointed, then I say, whoa, where did my energy get off? Where did I get off the beam? Where did I get off track? Did I forget to sit still? Did I forget to eat lunch? Actually, I don't forget to eat much because I like to eat. But unless I'm super busy and then I'm like, oh, or I've just had way too many cups of coffee today or too many focus energy drinks that I drink, whatever it is that you're putting in your body, take a beat this month. Take a beat in your day to get still, to do these practices. But condition your day. Today I'm available for. Today I am commanding more love. Today I am commanding an energy of bliss, of joy, of passion, of integrating higher frequencies, fifth dimensional energy through my heart, through my nervous system, through my consciousness, and through my voice. Not only the voice I'm speaking, but the voice in my head. Today I'm ready to upgrade that, and I'm doing it because I'm here to ascend. I'm here to awaken, and I'm here to help and support other people in awakening. I'm here to be a vessel of service. And I say that because we all are here to grow, to evolve, to grow more towards love rather than all the fear and the doubt and the worry we carry. And we're here to become these amazing, incredible, infinite light beings. We are activating our light bodies right now, and it is happening left and right. And I've shared this with you all. It's like I can be driving and I can see energetic shifts. I was sitting in bed the other morning. I had gotten up and I'd had my coffee and I had already actually had something to eat. So I was pretty grounded. I was pretty aware, nothing dramatic or drastic was happening. I wasn't in a low vibration. I just was very present. And all of a sudden I could feel my consciousness completely shift. And it felt like this, it didn't feel like, it was a total out of body experience in a very mundane, grounded, normal, quote unquote, part of my day, my morning routine, which is sacred to me, and my quality time with myself, with my dogs, with my husband, with my intentions, my journaling, my practices. I felt infinite, I felt expansive, and it also made me lightheaded and nauseous. What that told me was, whoa, I am here, but I'm not here. Listen, I'm totally sober, so I'm not getting all trippy, but it was and I told my husband this. I was like, gosh, I feel like I'm on some kind of hallucinogens or drugs. And I'm like, I'm not. I just had a cup of coffee and a really good RX bar. I'm right here, but I'm not right here. I'm in all these places at once. And I feel that multiple times a day. So I don't know if any of you out there are experiencing deja vu, or you can feel you're present one moment and it also feels like you're in multiple places at once, or you're feeling high vibrational frequencies. It's happening for a lot of people more often and more drastically. And a lot of times it does not feel physically good. It literally, it will make me a little lightheaded or nauseous. And listen, I have practiced these things for a long time, and I've grounded in higher frequencies. And as far as channeling and accessing higher energies, if that scares you or that language scares you, if you are a loving being that is dedicated to growth and healing and wellness and light and connecting with God, with your higher power, with source, whatever your faith is, you are capable of evolving and channeling in higher, lighter energies to essentially raise the frequency, not only of yourself, but your environment and this earth. And that's what's happening. We're having these massive shifts in consciousness, and it can literally make you feel ill. I will get headaches. I will get nauseous for no reason. All sorts of things are happening. And of course, I can be super analytical and say, did I eat something? Or did I not get enough sleep? Or have I not had enough water today? And by the way, water. Drink your water. That is so important right now, to hydrate, to filtrate the body. Make sure that you are hydrating your body. And y'all have heard me say this before, but a lot of times when I drink water, I drink it with intention. I say, thank you, water, for cleansing and purifying my body. I just do these things innately. I don't have to have some big ritual with my water. I just am really aware and present that water is hydrating, purifying, and filtering not only the physical toxins in my cells, in my body, in my biology, but to me, it is filtering energetic debris. Anything that is creating a heaviness, a fear, a doubt, to me, I just filter it all in my consciousness, the way that I look at it. And I've also shared this before, but I want to remind you, when we pray over our food, that comes from, yes, we are grateful for the food we eat, or grateful that the food nourishes our body. That's an intention, and I always give the example, what if you're eating a greasy piece of pizza and you're on the go? If you say, hey, this piece of pizza is going to nourish my body and it's going to add in, extra nutrients, even if it is not, a gluten-free vegan pizza that has all the good things in it, even if it is a slice from, the corner store or whatever it is on the go, you can still pray over that food, thank it for nourishing your body, and it will change the frequency of it. And there are studies done around this, and I know it sounds wacky, but there are all sorts of studies around the vibration of things around us and things we ingest. And if we send it love, or if we are in harmony with it, it can actually nourish us, even though on a nutritional level, maybe the data shows that that is not going to nourish us. It might actually create the reverse. So just get into your expansive, imaginative thinking and know how deeply entrained your thoughts are with your reality. And that's strengthening your point of attraction. It's creating empowerment, and it will create greater health and well-being. So a few things to note for this month, just in thinking about April. We start the month out with Mercury retrograde. So it's this rewiring of our thoughts and our behaviors, and especially our voice, our individuality. It's getting this upgrade for the first 3 weeks of the month. On the 8th of April, we have the biggest eclipse of the year. It's the Aries total solar eclipse, and it tracks right over Texas. You can go to the NASA website and see the eclipse pattern. It goes right over the United States. It hits Mexico, the US, parts of Canada. I can't exactly remember the trajectory, but there's a map on NASA where you can see where it goes. And it is a very, very powerful eclipse. It's very close to the Earth. It's a new moon solar eclipse. It's in Aries, the individual. New moons signify new beginnings. It's going to be massively activating and a bit disruptive and jarring. It may initiate on a global and a geopolitical scale some strife and some things. And there's a lot of astrological predictions around the geomagnetics of the Earth around this eclipse. And then the other big event that we have happening, which is where Jupiter and Uranus will conjunct, and that is on the 20th of April, and right after that we have a Scorpio full moon. So we've got a lot going on in the energy field this month, and when you have the energy of the 3, which we're in a 3-month, as I shared, but we're also in the energy of the 8, it is emotional, it's spread thin, it's powerful, it's dynamic, it's communicative, it's expressive. But with this eclipse energy, it can be abrasive, abrupt, confronting, a little too much in your face. So if you feel like things are coming at you, or people are coming at you, or there are attacks, and I have a lot of friends right now who have brought up the energy of psychic attack. And I'm just going to use that word, and I'm not using it to be scary, but you all know, like we've all been in the position where someone's hurt our feelings or someone's really upset us, and then we just stew on that scenario or situation. Well, when I am stewing, when we are stewing, or you are stewing on someone or something, we are energetically sending them that vibration of whatever is hacking us off or making us agitated or evoking fear or anger. We're not intentionally trying to send bad vibes. Maybe you are. Like, just be mindful of what you're stewing on, what's upsetting you, and are you willing to transmute it? Are you willing to move through your heart and say, you know what, I'm going to take this person out of the equation and I'm going to focus on what is this bringing up for me to heal? What is my side of the street, and do I really want to clean it up? And if there's ever a time for cleaning up our sides of the street, owning our stuff, owning our messiness, and also owning our truth and our voice, it's this year. And it's coming, and it's going to evoke, this month will evoke some jarring energies. There's no way around it. And I think on the world stage, we have some shifts and changes coming. Consciousness is shifting. Stuff is happening. The more healthy and aware you are, the more you regulate your nervous system, you become still, you get quiet, you do your personal practices, the quicker you will accelerate, the healthier and more clear you will feel. And also, the more brilliantly your path will unfold. And even when you get into those states of helplessness or hopelessness, extreme self-doubt, delusion, disheartening energy, it's okay. You're human. You're going to feel that stuff. And remember, I told you, April is a real feely month, and it's not slow. It's like just stuff is coming at us left and right, and it's going to feel chaotic. Get still. Get clear on what you need, what's on your plate, what you can do, where you can take practical action so you don't end up feeling totally exacerbated, burnt out, and you don't have stuff coming out sideways. And if you do, when you do, because we're human, we're messy, we mess up, can you give yourself grace, or can you own up to your side of the street? Hey, I'm sorry I behaved that way. I was in a mood, or I snapped at you, or I didn't have all the facts. It's like just the quicker and more resiliently you can clean things up. And if you want to clean things up, and I hope you do, like that's what motivates me, is where can I heal? Yeah, sure, where can I be better? Where can I do better? But where can I evolve? Like, I came down here to grow and love and heal and experience more joy and support other people. And you all did too. Put your stake in the ground this month and use your mighty I am, all that Aries energy before the sun moves into Taurus, which will start to ground some things in the material world. But use that energy. And if you want to learn more about the astrological events of this year and the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is a big deal. I mean, Jupiter is about expansion, faith, opportunity, luck, overdoing it. It's like an exacerbated energy. And Uranus is freaking shock and awe. It is like kind of a destructive and rebirth energy. It is massive quantum leap forward in new technological advancements within ourselves and with our consciousness. If you want to hear more about that, definitely listen to the podcast that I did with Hannah's Elsewhere. It's called, I think, The Astrological New Year. And we talk about a lot of the major events and a lot of the astrological energy and how it's impacting us. And more than anything, and this is what I want to close with, especially with this eclipse, with Mercury retrograde, with the new energies that are being ushered in with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction and the numerology of the 8, the infinite potential and empowerment that comes with the 8, there's a big push for coming back to our sovereignty, our mighty I am. I am designed for love. I am designed for expansion. I am designed to heal. I am designed to grow and evolve. I am hardwired to quantum leap up. What is your mighty I am right now? And how are you living it? How are you embodying it? And are you willing to clean up the wreckage, do the shadow work, clean up the messy fears, ask for help, get support, get it out of your head, get it out of your body, whatever your spiritual and personal practices are right now, implore them. Initiate them and get consistent. This is a good month, and this is not a month that actually supports consistency. I will tell you that with all the scattered energy, you're going to feel all over the place and out of whack a little bit. You may feel like squirrel energy, like I was talking about with my husband, squirrel. You may feel a little ADHD, however you want to define that. But what can you do consistently that is healthy for you? And sometimes for me, it's doing the laundry, cleaning the dishes out of the sink, getting in the refrigerator and cleaning it out, getting rid of all the leftovers and the things. I love to do that. One day I'll just go in and I just am like a mad hatter in there cleaning up all the things, and I wipe down all the drawers, and it just feels good. It gives me the satisfaction of a job well done. But it also is kind of no strings attached energy. There's no expectations. Nobody's breathing down my neck asking me to clean out the refrigerator or do the laundry. Maybe somebody's breathing down your neck asking you to do the laundry. But do something that just feels productive and healthy, that doesn't put a lot of stress and pressure on you, and do it consistently. Anywhere that you can create consistency in your day will help you feel less out of control, because this energy can feel so overwhelming that all of us control freaks here, which I know everybody can relate to, where can we surrender? Where can we suit up, show up, do our part, and then relinquish control, or be a little less critical with ourselves and others, coming from that space of the heart? So I hope this was helpful. And if you're in Austin, Texas, I certainly hope that you will join us for the live soul sessions on May 7th. We'd love to have you. I'd love to have you. I can't wait to see everybody there. It's going to be an incredible evening. But also look forward the upcoming episode with Allie Fallon, where we will talk about writing your story and how that can help on a spiritual level and also a very practical level about really better knowing yourself, the stories you tell yourself in order to write your story that is your most true today. All of you take care and be well.
Ready to celebrate International Women's Day? M&M's and iHeart present Women Take the Mic, sharing empowering stories of women supporting and celebrating each other. And of course, there is a smooth and creamy companion for your listening pleasure, peanut butter M&M's. Because they're just another way to help treat yourself in situations where you deserve a little added delight, like listening to your favorite podcast. So savor the deliciousness of peanut butter M&M's and spread some positivity. From breaking glass ceilings to dominating in sports and entertainment, women truly are unstoppable.
Am I doing the right thing with my finances? Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? Putting a financial plan together feels impossible. What if I told you there was another way? Take Facet's free financial wellness quiz to get your score and a snapshot of your current financial health. Visit Facet.com now and discover your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com.
This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
Have you ever been to a historic location where you step back in time with the sounds, sights, and smells of the era?
So where do you buy the barnyard smell?
So there was a company.
We're stepping back in time in Prince William County in Northern Virginia, a short drive from Washington, D.C., combining historic sites with nature and award-winning cuisine. Listen for these hidden gems by searching for the Travels with Darlie podcast on iHeart and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.